Greetings, fellow Star Wars enthusiasts. Today, let's delve into the Sith mind and uncover Emperor Palpatine's thoughts regarding the Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, post-Great Jedi Purge. This often overlooked chapter in the Star Wars saga invites us to explore the complex dynamics between two characters who, despite minimal direct interaction, wielded immense influence over the destiny of the galaxy. Before we plunge into the aftermath of Order 66, let's rewind to a time when the galaxy was on the precipice of darkness. Pre-Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine's sentiments towards Obi-Wan were far from laudatory. To the Emperor, Kenobi wasn't a force to be reckoned with, but rather an irksome thorn in his meticulously crafted plan. For example, that persistent neighbor who, despite your best efforts, refuses to fade into obscurity. Palpatine perceived Kenobi as a mere obstacle in Anakin's journey to the dark side, a trivial inconvenience rather than a strategic concern. As Kenobi honed his skills, mastering Form 3 lightsaber combat and ascending in Jedi prowess, Palpatine's hubris acted as a blinder. He failed to recognize Obi-Wan's true potential, dismissing him as just another member of the supposedly feeble Jedi Order. In the grand narrative of Palpatine, the Jedi were inconsequential, and Kenobi, in his eyes, was a representative of this supposedly weak and insignificant faction. But, lo and behold, a subtle recognition seeped through the cracks of Palpatine's underestimation. Despite not being a grand acknowledgement akin to the perceived threat Qui-Gon Jinn posed, Palpatine recognized Kenobi as a nuanced threat to the Sith plan. It wasn't a revelation that shook the foundations of his strategy, but Kenobi held a unique place in the life of young Skywalker. Now, let's add a layer to this intricate tapestry. Obi-Wan wasn't just merely another Jedi to Anakin. He was the older brother, the confidant, the one person Anakin trusted in the tumultuous transition to the dark side. In those private conversations, shielded from the prying eyes of the galaxy, Palpatine gleaned the depth of their bond. Kenobi wasn't a mere stumbling block. He was the last checkpoint before Skywalker fully embraced the Sith within. As we navigate this complex interplay of perspectives, it's essential to note that Palpatine's evolving views on Kenobi were not solely rooted in power dynamics. There was a profound understanding of the emotional ties that bound Anakin and Obi-Wan, an understanding that transcended the superficial perception of Jedi strength. Now, let's pivot to the post-Order 66 era, where the landscape of the galaxy was reshaped by the echoes of betrayal. Palpatine's thoughts on Kenobi underwent a subtle metamorphosis. The once dismissive attitude shifted to a grudging respect, acknowledging Kenobi as a more significant player in the grand narrative of the Sith. In the aftermath of Anakin's fall and the rise of Darth Vader, Palpatine couldn't afford to ignore Kenobi any longer. The Jedi Master became a symbol of resistance, a flickering light of the old order that needed to be extinguished for the Sith to tighten their grip on the galaxy. As the hunt for Kenobi intensified, Palpatine's focus on him deepened. The Jedi Master wasn't just an inconvenience anymore. He had become a symbol of hope for those who resisted the Sith regime. Palpatine recognized the potency of symbols in shaping the narrative, and Kenobi embodied the remnants of a bygone era. A threat that needed to be eradicated for the Sith's dominion to be absolute. The saga of Palpatine's thoughts on Obi-Wan Kenobi is a multifaceted narrative, woven with threads of disdain, grudging respect, and strategic acknowledgement. From a mere irritant to a symbol of resistance, Kenobi's role in the eyes of the Emperor evolved with the changing tides of the galaxy. Imagine the vast intergalactic stage, where Emperor Palpatine, the master puppeteer of destinies, harbors a profound vendetta against none other than Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. This isn't a mere dislike, it's a full-blown grudge match, initially intending to handle things himself. Palpatine shifts the tasks to General Grievous, deeming it a top-tier mission. Count Dooku and the formidable Ventress are enlisted, turning the vendetta into a galactic pursuit. But it gets more intriguing. Palpatine, the mastermind, personally engages. Imagine the Emperor setting traps for Kenobi like a sinister chess master. One such escapade unfolds on Zygula. Yet no matter Palpatine's cunning, Kenobi's uncanny survival skills persist, intensifying the challenge for the Sith. Despite Kenobi's resilience, Palpatine regards him as a typical Jedi, a perpetual thorn. Kenobi consistently poses a threat, actively thwarting Sith plans. However, everything shifts on the scorching planet, Mustafar. Mustafar, the ominous stage for a defining galactic moment. The duel between Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. Palpatine, in all wisdom, never foresaw it. In Dark Lord, The Rise of Darth Vader, he admits he never envisioned Kenobi triumphing against Vader. Even in the Revenge of the Sith novelization, when Yoda reveals Kenobi's confrontation with Vader, Sidious laughs it off. In his eyes, Vader would crush Kenobi just as in the Jedi Temple Purge. Palpatine's confidence seems justified. Anakin wreaked havoc, downing the Jedi Order's finest. Reality, however, shatters Palpatine's expectations. Anakin, the prized apprentice, falls to Kenobi. The galaxy-conquering Sith is blindsided. Grand plans are overshadowed by Vader's defeat, delivered by someone Sidious deemed weak. Post-Mustafar, Palpatine consoles Vader about the galaxy and his predicament. Vader confesses weakness against Obi-Wan. This admission marks a turning point. Palpatine's patience wears thin. He unleashes venomous truths. No, you weren't. Imagine what Yoda might have done. Here, Palpatine's perspective on Obi-Wan takes a drastic turn. The dismissed Jedi becomes a symbol of unforeseen strength, disrupting Sith designs, and Palpatine, the galactic puppeteer, faces the harsh reality that his potent apprentice fell to someone deemed inferior. Navigating this cosmic drama, Palpatine's perception evolves. Kenobi from the nuisance to an unforeseen obstacle shattering Sith illusions. Imagine you're on the grand cosmic stage, a pivotal moment on the molten plains of Mustafar, where Obi-Wan Kenobi's triumph over Darth Vader transcended the clash of lightsabers. It unfolded as a symphony of intentions, a profound revelation, echoing the corridors of Sidious's views on the Jedi and their adversaries. In this galactic instance, Kenobi shattered the meticulously crafted mold by the Dark Lord, leaving an indelible mark on galactic history. Sidious, the epitome of dark mastery, showcased an intriguing respect for power, even when intertwined with vehement hatred. From the early years of Sidious, there existed an admiration for the formidable might held by the Jedi. However, this admiration was counterbalanced by a visceral recoil at their reluctance to grasp dominion. With artful precision, Sidious exploited their fears, arrogance, and weaknesses, systematically dissembling their strength. The unwavering resolve that traditionally defined a Jedi. Yet, in his unbridled hubris, Palpatine overlooked a vital essence of the Jedi Order, a nuanced detail that extended beyond raw force, power, and lightsaber finesse. Enter Obi-Wan Kenobi, the living embodiment of Jedi strength. Kenobi's power radiated not solely from his mastery of the Force, but from an unyielding resolve, a trait that elevated him to the epitome of what a Jedi should embody. While the dark side thrived on ambition, the light side drew strength from intention. Jedi weakened by confusion, fear, or uncertainty found their minds and power compromised. Kenobi, however, stood apart. His unwavering resolution to obliterate Vader acted as a luminous beacon that cleared all obstructions in his path. The volcanic world of Mustafar bore witness to Kenobi's unparalleled might. Propelled by an unwavering resolve, he approached the fiery battleground with the full force of the light side, unburdened by internal conflict. This abrupt disruption to the Sith's meticulously laid plans compelled Sidious to reluctantly acknowledge and respect Kenobi. The clash was more than lightsabers dueling. It was a testament to Kenobi's commitment to extinguishing the Sith. Adding complexity to this dynamic, Palpatine's post-duel interaction with Vader unveiled an unexpected truth. His words, "Imagine what Yoda would have done to you," weren't mere taunts. They held a genuine acknowledgement. When confronted by Yoda, Sidious felt the Grand Master's true power, recognizing that Yoda would have emerged victorious. Anakin, in his current state, would have stood little chance against the Grand Master's might. Both Yoda and Obi-Wan approached their respective missions with an unyielding intention. Despite the Sith's grandiose claims of superiority, they couldn't overcome Yoda or prevent his escape. Palpatine, for all his bravado, underestimated Yoda. The formidable reputation Yoda held wasn't mere hyperbole. It embodied a force that even Palpatine, in all his dark mastery, couldn't fully comprehend. Yoda's duel left the Sith Lord shaken, harboring a lingering fear that persisted even after Yoda's escape. This dramatic clash on Mustafar wasn't merely a lightsaber duel. It was a profound clash of intentions, resonating through the Force and reshaping destinies amidst the swirling lava and palpable despair. Imagine the echoes of a duel lingering in the corridors of power, where even the indomitable Emperor Palpatine found himself shaken by Yoda's prowess. That duel left him with more than scars. It left him with a tinge of fear, a testament to the undeniable power and unwavering resolve of these Jedi. It was a revelation that permeated the very core of Sidious, offering him a new perspective on why the Sith struggled to topple the formidable Jedi Order. This newfound understanding manifested in the pivotal moments of The Empire Strikes Back, when Sidious urgently warns Vader about the perils of allowing Luke Skywalker to become a Jedi. The gravity of the situation was clear. If Luke were to receive training from either Yoda or Obi-Wan, the Sith risked facing their undoing. It's a realization that threads back through time, explaining the prolonged struggle to bring down the Jedi. As we dive into the climactic scenes on the second Death Star, the pieces of the cosmic puzzle fall into place. Luke, referring to the Jedi as the dark side, confronts Palpatine. The sheer hatred and fury etched on Palpatine's face mirrors a moment from the past, reminiscent of facing Yoda. Here, on the precipice of destiny, Palpatine recognizes he stands before a true Jedi Knight. The weight of Luke's words echoes through the vastness of the Death Star. In response to Luke's defiance, Palpatine utters those chilling words, "So be it, Jedi." It's a catchphrase that encapsulates not just a Sith Lord's resignation to the unfolding events, but an acknowledgement of the formidable adversary standing before him. The evolution of Palpatine's perspective from a shaken encounter with Yoda to the climactic confrontation with Luke forms a narrative arc that spans the galaxy's most pivotal moments. This cosmic dance of power and ideology woven across generations reveals the intricate interplay between the dark and light sides of the Force. The fear instilled by Yoda's escape and the revelation of the Jedi's resilience linger in the darkened corridors of Palpatine's mind, shaping his every move. It's a saga of power, fear, and destiny, where the echoes of duels and the weight of decisions reverberate through the vastness of the Star Wars universe. That brings us to the end of today's video. If you liked this and want to watch more similar content, then do visit our channel. May the Force be with you.